On this Sunday's edition of the Rockhound Channel, we're grabbing river clays and we've brought them home. And we're going to go ahead and clean them up using our strainers. And we're going to run everything over on the Gold Cube. Don't go away. And welcome back, guys, to another Sunday edition of the Rockhound Channel. William here, and on today's episode, we have taken a chance, went out to the Wisconsin River. I just couldn't wait anymore. I had to get me some of this beautiful clay that I've been watching for the last week and a half wash up out of this embankment. Absolutely incredible. I went and done this once or twice before in this particular area, and I found a small chunk of what looks to be gold stuck in amalgam. Now, if you guys know what that stuff is, let me know in the comments down below. And, of course, if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button and be sure to hit that notification button. Catch all of the next episodes that are coming up. They're going to be quite interesting. So let's get to it, guys. So on today's run, we're going to go ahead and take all of our strainers today. We're going to go ahead and start from the very coarse, which is our 1/8 straightener. We're going to go ahead and go from there and just kind of work it on down all the way to our very small stuff. Try to get as much of this clay broken up as possible. We got some other stuff here I've been collecting. This is some of my first runs. I'm trying to get it all cleaned up. I had to wait for a while to get this to soak proper. And then finally, we're going to take it all the way down to this size, which is a very, very super fine. I mean, this stuff is like really super fine. We're going to go through and try to get it all to break up. Then once we get it all cleaned, we're going to run it over here to the Gold Cube. And hopefully, we get some luck. So guys, first up, we're going to go ahead and take our 1/8 inch here. I've got it already setting up in the tote. And we're going to carefully go through all of our clay here and break it up as much as possible. We're also going to be saving those stones. You never know what we might find stuck in these clays. That's one of the big important things. We're going to go over those real careful like after we get everything all broken and cleaned up. So I'll see you guys in just a minute once I get it back through 1/8. Oh, and if you should choose to do this, definitely don't wear your Sunday's best. You're going to be a mess. Hey guys, look who showed up.
Hey, I'm ready. We're getting ready to run this clay that William dug up. So with no further ado, let's get started.
So the consistency of this stuff, it took us a bit to get done. It basically looks like clay sand in all aspects. Got most of the clay balls out, and let's hope we find ourselves some more of that gold that I was talking about earlier. Alright, here we go. We're doing this every 2 minutes.
Every 2 minutes, alright.
So like I said before, guys, a lot of this stuff was super tough, really embedded inside the embankment. We got a lot of cool stones here, and after we get done with this run, we're going to go ahead and show you those stones in just a moment. Alright guys, we're coming up on our third scoop here, guys. So I'll let you enjoy watching Brando.
Yeah.
Take care of the business over here.
Alright. Yeah. This clay cleans up a lot quicker than...
It does, don't it?
It does.
See, that was the same thing like I noticed the last time Brando was that There wasn't much black sands, but for some odd reason,
Yeah.
the gold was just popping out of the plates. So that's a plus.
Yeah, it cleans out a lot quicker than the clay sand or the black sand that you
Yeah, we're
play
used to
with.
having to deal with gobs and gobs of black sand.
Yeah.
Oh.
It depends. Oh, we might find a new honey hole to go to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still had a minute.
So typically, guys, this is the kind of stuff that we do see out there a lot. This is all basically super black sands. That's the stuff that Brandon and I are typically used to having to run
Yeah.
over there on that goofy thing, and it takes forever and a decade to get it to clear out. And of course, now my hands are all covered with it.
Yeah.
Gross.
Hey, well, maybe not. It's kind of dancing around there. Got a copperish looking thing.
Now, I did notice in this stuff that we'll see galena in this.
Like Lena in there?
Yes.
Alright, so maybe that's what I'm saying.
So this part of the Wisconsin River, it's not exactly like sandstone or anything of that nature. The river developed a false bedrock plane that sits across, and it's allowed the gold to settle up on top of that and not move down further lower past that clay. So in our adventures here, we're hoping this may be our new honey hole that may have captured some decent gold over the past who knows how long. All right. Sweet.
Yeah, I had a secondary alarm with his buds.
Yeah, like I said, that tablet's a little special. It's been special for as long as I can have it.
Yeah.
So guys, you know the drill. As soon as
Yeah.
we start seeing stuff in there, we'll come back. Alright guys, we are coming up to the bottom of the bowl. We found maybe a few small micro colors. It's not looking so promising right now.
But we do have some other rewards floating around here somewhere. Got
I got some other materials.
yeah.
So once we do a clean out here, guys, we'll probably go ahead and run into those materials. But first and foremost, we're going to see what's on the mini mat and tray one once we're finished up with this bowl, guys. Alright. Got the spiel right there, buddy.
Really right here.
Yeah.
And it's the black gold sand.
There it goes. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and let this run for about a minute, and we're going to go ahead and shut down and see what's sitting in trays 1 and the mini mat. Alright, so sadly guys, these were the colors that we did receive from all 4 of those 3-gallon pails of our clays. It wasn't an entire loss. I agree with Brandon. This was an actual pretty decent win for how high the river is. Just imagine what could be down there even further. So again, it's a game of patience now until we get back in there and finally find the bigger stuff, and maybe some of that amalgam that one of you guys had spoken about in one of our videos the last time we went there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some other cool things that we found in those buckets, in just a moment. So guys, these are just a small collection of the ones that we did come up out of that area. The bigger guy that you see there in pieces and bits, I went ahead and took the liberty of breaking it up and seeing what the heck we had in there. And it looks to be some sort of rhyolite. So fingers crossed, guys, maybe there's something in there. I had as close a look as I could with the jeweler's loop. It's just no telling. There's a lot of tight crystal structure in there. Almost looks like there may be garnets too. I'm not sure. They're almost a real deep green. Very interesting color. They're kind of similar to the first one that I found, which was that shale. That had garnet in it as well, and that was about the same color, that green. So that might not have been schisted as I was thinking back in that previous video. That may have been rhyolite. So we're going to go ahead and carefully go through these one by one. And I've got one super special sitting over here, down below, in the center of your screen. And this one here is absolutely insane. So give me just a second here to get sat down and I will show you all those. Alright guys, welcome back. So I want to go ahead and carefully go over some of these ones. One in particular is this guy right here. This is quite an interesting one. I'm not quite sure if this is quartz. We went ahead and taken the Shorewave UV light with it, and it is showing off a beautiful bright red here in this inclusion. And I got to figure out what that could be in our area. And I will get back to you guys in a later episode on what this could be. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of these guys in just a minute. But this guy is quite something unique. So next up on the list that we have here, this guy right here appears to have been maybe possibly an Apache tear. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to do some more research on this. It's either that or it is definitely some kind of dark agate. I don't get to see much of the dark agates around here in Wisconsin. I see a lot of the ambers, the nice gold colors, the pure whites, the ones with rings. Some of the, gosh, if I can only remember what the name of them are. Gosh, it escapes me right now. But I'll show a picture of those probably in this video as well. And they're mostly predominantly in Lake Superior. So the next guy that I got, I was quite surprised to find. If you look real careful like, you'll see that booger is a coral. I thought that was super cool. And this was also buried up in those clays real tight like. It took some scrubbing to finally get all those little divots cleared out. And I do believe I've got one sitting in some of the other stuff that I'll have to go back through real careful like. And I believe I found one that may have a seashell stuck in that sucker. So I'm super excited about this area. It's really showing some cool stuff. And then let's go back to that rhyolite real quick. So I'm pretty sure that's what we got here. And this was stuck up in that embankment as well. I got still some of it. It's just covered in clay still. I didn't get it all real quick. I just kind of pulled it from the bucket and the embankment. But this is definitely rhyolite of some sort. Super tight crystals in there. I see quartz mineralettes that's going on up in there is what I call them. There's tiny little spinnerets of stuff that's in there. And I'm seeing maybe some green garnet. So this will be super exciting to crush up too. And then, of course, we got our real weird oddball. That's going to be super hard to see that. But that booger, totally out of place. I'm not sure if I'm seeing this right, but I think it's rhodochrosite. This one showed off as a bright gemmy pink color with some rings in there. This tiny little pebble showed off some very beautiful color with the Shorewave UV light. So I cannot wait to hit this again and see what we got. And I'll just put this booger probably just as it is, most likely in some kind of weird pendant. So that'll be kind of cool to see. when it's all finished. So there you have it, guys. Not too bad for just what we had in those 3 little buckets. Of course, all of that's going to go back into our little vial right here, and that's going to be up to now almost, I don't know, 200 plus colors sitting in there, 200 micro colors. So I want to try to get this almost close to 500 to 1,000 colors before I go throw this booger up on a scale. And then next week, we're going to go ahead and do another Detecting Odyssey. I'm hoping within the next few weeks, we're going to watch the weather. We're going to watch that river like a hawk once again and see if whether or not we can get finally out there, if only maybe a little ways down the way from our honey hole, once again with the gold cube. And I've got a few more things up in store here. I'm not quite sure yet. I got to get with Brando about it and see what he thinks. So obviously, guys, please like, share the video. Make certain you're subscribed. Check that notification bell. Make sure you're getting all of the notifications if you are old to the channel and our new channel members. Please, YouTube is doing something absolutely weird. I just went through all my subscribers and all the other guys that I actually subscribe to, and I found hundreds of people just up and out of my subscriber list. So it was just crazy to see it. They're doing it once again. They did this about 3 years ago on us. And it wasn't just me, it was also Brando. So definitely be sure to check out your list and your subscribers. And gosh, I don't know. I mean, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, guys. I want to take a special thank you to all you guys who have subscribed in the last month or so. We can't thank you enough. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, we're trying so hard to get this done. So please stay tuned, guys. We got lots more coming. The Detecting Odyssey is going to be coming up here soon, and I will be going back over that book a little bit more in depth in a sit down, and I will show you guys how I did my stuff on the Exchange 2. And I think if you guys are willing to go ahead and take that jump to get that CTX 3030, it's well worth your money. It's going to pay for itself in under 3 months, no matter where you're at. That thing is absolutely amazing. The same thing goes for that Gold Monster 1000. That thing is absolutely nuts. In the first month that I owned it, it's already paid for itself back there. I've got bags and bags and bags of points. They're absolutely old. Some are just, I mean, gosh, double stamps. God, I got some of them. I got to go over and see if I can get a specialist to have a look at some, because I can't find them in books. So until next time, guys, this is William for the Rockhound Channel saying I'll see you out there. Oof, glad I caught you just in time. This is the bonus video of some of the other stones and those awesome carnelian agates that we have discovered over the years. Now, I've also got some oddballs in here, so don't go anywhere. I'm about to get through some of these in just a moment. Alright, you guys. So I turned around and I grabbed some of the collection that I had just remembered about that we've discovered over the last few years that we have been doing these discoveries with the panning and all the sluice boxing and high banking. We've got tons of different materials that we've discovered at the river. So I want to show you those real briefly, and some of our carnelian agates that we've collected over the years. So first and foremost, I want to go over this guy. Beautiful inside, right? That's one that we discovered at the Wisconsin. And this is what it looked like when we saw it out there along the embankment. Truly unassuming. The sun just hit it right to where I was like, oh wow, that's a big old chunk of quartz. That'd be a decent crusher. And then I was like, I better cut it. I better cut that booger, and I was grateful I did. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful inside. Can't wait to get the other half of this domed out. I'm going to cap it a little bit and then probably stick this on a chunk of wood for a stand and put some light behind it, so because this is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this here is also carnelian agate. Then we got this chunker. This is what Brando found out there. Again, it looks like an unassuming quartz chunk. Like, we're going to cut that one. We're going to go ahead and saw it. It's a little dusty, but there's some rings in there. Some very awesome ones. And I saw a crack sitting up here in the top, too. I was like, oh, well, maybe it'll go through that saw. And thank God it did. And there's some beautiful colors up in there. I'll show some brighter pictures of this in a later episode when we go out to the lapidary station and finally start cutting these pieces up and getting them into their beautiful finish. Now here is that classic carnelian agate that everybody sees out there along Lake Superior. Beautiful fiery color on them. Absolutely beautiful. And once they hit the sun just right, boy, do they really light up. These things are absolutely gorgeous, and they're all over the place on the seashore, or the shores. Why am I thinking sea? I'm talking about the lake shore there. Here's another one. Absolutely beautiful. I cut this one because there was some ring action going on there in the center, and I'll go ahead and probably finish this one up, do the same thing with this. Now I got some right here that are oddballs. This is coming out of Utah. Absolutely beautiful. A good friend of mine gave this to me. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. He picked these up for me, put it onto the wall. Some little bit of druzy in the center there. I thought that was super cool. I got this booger. Absolutely prismatic in the middle of it. I couldn't believe that. When the sun hits this just right, holy cats, does this thing light up. So let's go to those oddballs. So here's one. Looks like a piece of glass, don't it? It's not. This came out of a chunk that looks similar to like this guy right here. And it was actually sitting in the center of it. And I got that piece somewhere hidden deep in the piles of stone that we have. But this guy popped right out of the center of it, and the whole inside of it was full of these gemmy little baubles like this. Absolutely cool. And that, once again, is that agate. So don't overlook your stones. Always take them home. If they're anything that looks like these, absolutely take them home. These are absolutely beautiful. Good conversation pieces. If you clean them up, they look really nice in a flower pot. Then we got another one. I would have never thought that that was an agate. Never in a million years, until I turned around and took some sandpaper to this booger and got all the little edges and bits up off there. This was full of like tiny little divots and pits. And I shined it up as best as I could. And this thing is a beautiful iridescent purple blue agate. Once again, Wisconsin Dells, guys. Wisconsin Dells. There's so many hidden secrets there. Now we'll get into some serious oddballs. So this one was over in Portage, and once again, this was one of my first odysseys that I went and did some of this digging in that embankment. That, I firmly believe, is a chunk of rhodochrosite. I am absolutely positive on it. I can't wait to get to the saw and cut this in half and see what it is. It took me forever to get this actually cleaned up. Look at how burnt up it is, though. Absolutely burnt up. Looks like it went through a fire. No idea what the heck hit this booger, but wow, that sucker is all crispy on the outside of it. And this is actually what we saw out there in the embankment, just kind of sticking up this point right there. And then here's another one of those goofy ones. This, I believe, is one of those said either Apache Tier, because it's absolutely almost see-through. But look at all the pits on it. That there again was found in that goofy clay. I had to sit there with some baking soda and vinegar and try to clean it out as best as I could, something as an oxidizer, so I could get all the little chunks of clay and whatnots out of it. That's kind of a cool one. I thought that was super cool. And then remember I was telling you about that one particular stone earlier in the video that may have a seashell in it? Right there, guys. Right there. That's the top of possibly either a snail shell or a conch shell or something. So I can't wait to turn around and go ahead and try to slice it this way and see if whether or not I can get the full picture of it all the way through. Super cool. And then, this is another unique one. Now it's not agate and it's not any kind of quartz, but this here is some kind of either chert or it's a jasper. And what's unique about certain cherts and jaspers is that they fluoresce under shortwave UV light. Absolutely incredible stuff. Very unassuming, kind of, you know, ones that you just pass by kind of stone. This is what gave it away though, right there. That little chunk that's sitting right there. That was super cool. That's what gave it away to me, and I picked it up. Now I'm going to go into some really strange ores. Now these are a small culmination of stuff that we've got out of there. And these are just bits and bobs that are coming free out of the sands and the clay at the Wisconsin. Some of this stuff looks almost like slag. Some of it looks like it's like a rhyolitic meth lava, maybe. But we're going to probably crush some of this stuff up because there might be values here. So, once again, I thank you guys for staying to the end of this bonus material. We're going to be going out once again, another Detecting Odyssey video. I'm really hoping to get into that. And then we're going to probably do, I'm hoping if the weather improves, another big crystal hunt up in Rock Springs. You guys will be coming along for that one. And we're going to be exploring that entire area and collecting some stones. We're going to bring them home, we're going to clean them up, and then we're going to probably take them on one of our lapidary machines and try to get them to really brighten up so we can get them into a single crystal pendant. So thank you guys once again hanging out with me for a little bit. Brando will be probably back this next weekend, and we're going to probably go ahead and hit up again either the Gold Cube, or I'll be sticking him in front of the Gold Monster 1000, trying to get out some more targets out of this mystery backyard. Let me tell you. Now, I wanted to show you this. That booger, right after I got done with my video, I went ahead and I checked around by my big old pine tree, and that sucker popped out. Absolutely super cool. That's a, what is it, 1898 Morgan silver dollar. Absolutely gorgeous. That booger popped out. So that makes two of these that I've got now. I got one over by the Wisconsin and one right out of my own backyard. I thought that was super cool. So, you never know what's out in your backyard unless you look. So keep that in mind, guys. So, again, another reminder, please be sure to check your subscriptions. I'm blasting this out on X, Twitter. We're doing this on Instagram now. We're on Facebook, TikTok. I'm trying to get us out there as much as possible, and we need your help. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. I know darn well we can blast through 500 subscribers. So please be sure to leave your comments down below. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And again, that notification thing, I don't understand why YouTube's doing what they're doing, but let's just hope that it's a phase. Let's hope it goes away. So I'll see you guys on the trail next time.